Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So I haven't really done much of an update on the Sierra Cosworth I've been working on, because the views weren't that amazing. And I just thought you were getting a bit bored with the content, but I thought it'd be nice to do like a bit of a finishing video of the end result. This is due to go back to Pete, and he's going to get grafting on it. I've done what he's asked me to do, and the level he wanted it at. So I thought I'll show you around and let you see the finished results and what work we've done. And I think it's going to be a lovely thing once it's done. So yeah, let's flick the camera around, and I'll show you what we've got up to and what we finished. So the first job we did was we removed the boot floor. If you remember from the first episode, this actually had like a fuel tank in the boot, and it had like a false floor fitted to it. And Pete got a really nice boot floor cut from a guy off the internet, and the guy done quite a nice job drilling it out with the spot welds, but the spot weld holes were massive. So yeah, so we've put the boot floor in. When we removed the false boot floor, both the rear chassis legs had previous poor repairs. So Pete ordered 2 rear chassis leg repairs, and we fitted that. And we fitted the boot floor, done a nice job of it. I've joined it here, joggled it over, put a bit of seam welds, spot welds all the way around, seam welds down the back end, sticker flexed it in. Painted it, just primer on the outside. Then on the underneath, we wrapped the whole of the underneath. It was all schultzed up, so I had to bare metal the whole thing. Dropped the rear axle. Rear axle went away to get powder coated. We built 2 wheel bearings up for it. Still waiting for the drive shafts because Pete said he was going to build them up. Took me about a week to remove all the schultz and under seal and get it to bare metal. I acid etch primed it, then I epoxy primed it, done my sticker flexing, and yeah, it's come out really nice. And then 2 litres of U-Pull Raptor with diamond white mixed into it at 10%, and I think it looks lovely. You guys will know, especially if you're into Sierra Cosworths and that, when the bumper sits there, you see a bit of the boot floor, and Pete wanted that. Pete wanted to be able to see the boot floor because he's making a complete real nice, should we say, replica 3-door Sierra Cosworth. That's the idea. This is I think it's a 1600L shell. He bought it with some of the Cosworth body kits on, Cosworth spoiler. He's got a nice YB engine to go in it, T5 gearbox. It's got a Cosy rear axle on it, Cosy brakes and stuff. It's got a genuine Sierra Cosworth bonnet with the vents in it, so it's going to be a real nice thing. He's got a nice genuine Sierra Cosworth interior to go into it. He bought it as a track day car with roll cage, boot floor. It had like a mad bulkhead in it, and we've cut all that out. And yeah, I think it's going to look a real nice job. So that was the main job that he wanted doing, was the boot floor. That's what we started with. And then he was on about having it stripped down and having the axle powder coated. But yeah, I think we've done a really nice job there. I'm really pleased with it. Then we got on to he wanted the body kit removing, just to see if there's any rot underneath the body kit, and there is absolutely none. You'll see a bit of primer that I've sprayed on in places. That's where the fishing wire I just nipped through paint, and I just wanted to give it a coating. As I say, there's no rot. There's the odd tiny little bit of surface rust from where the 2 lips have met, but that's it. The sills are nice and solid, real nice. Then he wanted me to look at the doors. There was 2 patches on both the doors. I don't know if you guys have looked on eBay recently, but 3-door Sierra doors are about £1,000 each for ones that need work. So if you want a real clean one, they're mega money. And to buy door skins you can't buy door skins. No one actually sells door skins. I think there's a company in Germany selling them, but I think they're like 500 quid each, plus postage, plus you'll have to pay import tax, won't you, once it comes over, so it starts getting very expensive. So yeah, I removed the body kit for them. I've cut a few pieces out of the floor. We had to put a patch in that floor, did a nice little job of that. Patch on the inner sill over here, on the inner arch lining. Done a nice job of that. When I do me welding, I try and do it and grind the welds back and have the metal to metal. So you theoretically can't see that it's been welded, you know what I mean? With this tiny skim of filler, you will not be able to see it's been welded. And then Pete wanted door locks. So this car actually come with solenoids, so it never had door locks when Pete bought it. The guy had put a plate underneath and then welded in it and then filled over it. So yeah, I've found the correct position for them. Good friend of mine, John Green, has recently bought the Sierra Cosworth RS 500. Yeah, I know, mega, proper jealous of him. Like, he's doing really well. He's bought a lovely Sierra Cosworth RS 500. So I asked him what was the correct position of the central hole for it. I've drilled it out, ground the plate off the back, and then filed it out for genuine door locks to be able to fit and clip in. This is just the layers of paint, and the door must have had a skim of filler in the past. But yeah, so it's kind of ready to go to paint. I think Pete's going to underseal the rest of it. But yeah, I'm really pleased with what we've got done. It has took a while to get there. We removed the spoiler as well for him off that boot lid, but I think that boot lid needs that many repairs. He's on the lookout for another boot lid, so you'll have to look at it. See, this has not even got a sunroof, has it? So it was pretty good. It would be a pretty good motorsport sort of shed. Look, genuine bonnet vents put into the bonnet. I have asked them, did they want the same sort of style bonnet pins as I've got, you know, the ones where you, I think they're called aero catchers. But he hasn't decided on that. He's not too sure whether he wants them welded up, and he's going to go for the smooth bonnet, you know, like the original. So yeah, I thought just give you a little clip of all the work we've done. We've got it to a really nice standard. As I say, Pete's going to take it back shortly and finish undersealing, well, finish stripping all the underseal off the underneath, and he's going to raptor it. The amount of time and the amount of hours it takes me to do stuff like that, and it's something Pete can do, do you know what I mean? It's not welding and it's not making panels up, so Pete's quite a capable lad, so it is stuff they can do, so he wants to crack on with that. And then he'll give me a shout when he wants it raptoring, I think, and then I'll go down and help him mix all the paint up and stuff, because he's never used Raptor before. I think it's an amazing product, but the amount of prep work you need before it is a lot of prep work, and it is quite messy. But yeah, I think it's an amazing product, U-PAL Raptor. I've used it on the Escort Cosworth, I used it on the Mark II Escort, and when I restore my classic Mini, I'll be using it on that as well. But yeah, I thought it'd be a nice little finishing video, show you what we've got done, where we're at, and that it's going back to the owner. And I just thought it'd be just a nice little thing. I know we haven't really had many views on some of the videos. The first video did really well, and then all the other videos, yeah, didn't really. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the algorithms with YouTube or what. But yeah, not many views. But what I will ask is, you guys that aren't subscribed, can you please subscribe? I've got about 90% of people that are watching my videos. I know I haven't done a video for a while, but we're watching my videos recently that aren't subscribed, and it makes a massive difference to the algorithms in YouTube. Do you know what I mean? It will make the channel, you know, like grow, and that's the idea. Once the channel grows, I get a bit more motivation of doing more videos. We've still got loads of stuff that I've got to do with the Cosy. I've got an uprated front diff that I'm going to put in the Cosy, do a video on that, and then I'm going to do a video of launching it and see what 0 to 60 we can do with the 480 brake mapped up PJ Motorsport Escort Cosworth. So we did, I think it was less than 4 seconds when it was 350 brake at the flywheel. No, 350 brake at the wheels. Just under yeah, 400 odd horse at the wheel, at the flywheel. We did that then. So I'll tell you what, I'll link in that video now. I'll link it in the top. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what it does on how it's all mapped up, but I'm scared of using launch control without putting the front diff. I've heard the front diffs are like chocolate on them, so I'm going to put this uprated front diff parts I've got in, and then we'll do launch control with the new 18s on, and then probably be time to sort it then and start doing some winter mods to it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the resto stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Please take it easy, and please subscribe, like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Laters.
All team motors, please like and subscribe. Also notice always subscribe. All team motors, please like and subscribe.